What is happening, everybody? Welcome to today's video. So in today's video we're going to give you a quick little update on how things are going in terms of my diet, etc. And then also we're going to go through a 15-minute EMOM, kettlebell only workout. Something that you can do pretty quick at home with minimal equipment with kettlebell ideally, but you can also do it with a dumbbell. So quick little update on how the diet is going. So for just over a week now, I have been tracking my calories consistently, and I'm down 1.5 pounds in a week, which I'm pretty chuffed with. And it's kind of stayed consistently at that for the past 2 days. So it's not necessarily just a one-off fluctuation. It's so far consistent, and I'll weigh myself again tomorrow and see if that's kind of consistently stuck. And that means things are heading in the right direction. I wouldn't always track calories, but at the moment I kind of want to get down to having like a visible six-pack. Like I want to drop a decent amount of body fat, and I can maintain a body weight and everything that I'm happy with without needing to count calories. I can do it, you know, lifestyle choices, exercising regularly, eating the right foods, consuming enough protein, consuming enough vegetables, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, all that kind of stuff. But just to dial it in that little bit more, which you need to do in order to get as low a body fat as to have a decent looking six-pack, without having to unrealistically increase my output. Now, in an ideal world, I would just do more exercise. However, I've got kids, family, job, so more exercise will take away from those other things. So it's easier in my position to just dial in the diet and be a little bit more strict. And actually, I've been doing okay. I'm still eating chocolate most days, which is like the thing that I enjoy. Still eating plenty of foods that I enjoy. I've just taken a bit more control with the snacking side of things and paid more attention to the portion sizes of things. So instead of eating a whole, chocolate bar, I'll only eat 4 rows and track that. Whereas before I would have just consumed the whole thing. So it's little things like that that's kind of getting me into better habits by doing this calorie tracking. But in today's video, the main thing I'm going to do is show you a 15-minute EMOM workout that I did into the Fitness Dad community. So we started off the workout with some stretches first of all, just getting a bit more mobile, getting some movement going. So we started off with a band stretch, just stretching out the chest and the shoulders. Then we moved into some squats, holding the ankles to stretch out the hips. And then some rotations, hand on the temple, stretching through your upper back. Then from there, we came into the main part of the workout, which is 15-minute EMOM, so timer ready, and then it's 12 alternating kettlebell snatches, so switching hands between each repetition, just driving from the hips, drive that kettlebell overhead. I absolutely love this exercise, particularly for just throwing it into an EMOM and kind of just getting your heart rate going and things moving. And I just think it feels really good on the shoulders as well. Then rested, so that took about 30 seconds. So between each one probably had about 20 seconds rest. Then we moved into 12 kettlebell swings next. Probably could have actually increased this to more like 20 kettlebell swings because that only took about 20 seconds. So my rest times I was gaining on the kettlebell swings. That was where I had the majority of my rest. And then from there, after that rest, we then moved into the third exercise, which is alternating V-ups. So alternating between legs, tapping each foot, opposite foot, and just working through your abs. Basically a really good core exercise, just gets the abs from top to bottom. And that was 20 repetitions. And it's 99% more effective if you wear odd socks. So make sure you're wearing odd socks when you do this EMOM. But that's basically it. Those 3 exercises, 15 minutes, and by the end of it, you should feel pretty good. So here it is. Okay, so then we finished off after the 15 minutes, dripping with sweat, good little workout, and then finished with a stretch. So just starting with the hips, more static stretching now rather than sort of more mobility and movement based. Started with stretching the hips. The majority of people are going to have pretty tight hips from where you're sitting down a lot, particularly in lockdown at the moment. You're probably sitting down way more than you normally would. So just sort of like 10, 15 seconds, stretching out each hip. Then from there, we came into stretching out your hip flexors. So coming round onto one knee, trying to create a right angle with both legs, and then just lunging forwards into the front leg. And then you should feel it stretching all down the hip flexor on the back leg. Again, same sort of thing. Due to the amount of sitting down that people do, they tend to get pretty tight. So by doing this, it just helps loosen those out. And particularly if you're someone that gets a bit of lower back pain, you get a lot of overarching in your lower back, then loosening off your hip flexors is probably going to help a lot. Then after that, we stretched out the back. So coming onto both knees, hands out in front, onto your fingertips, and then sit your bum back towards your heels. And that's just going to stretch all through your upper back, all through your lats, and just loosen all that off. Again, lots of sitting down, all that kind of stuff is going to make your upper back and everything really tight. So this is another good stretch. And then last of all, finished off with the band stretch again, because this is just great for mobilizing the shoulder joint and stretching through your chest, upper back. Just a really good exercise, and really I'd recommend that people did this one every single day, like several times a day. Okay guys, thanks for tuning into today's video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the workout. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because everybody would be happy if you subscribe to the channel. You'd be happy, I'd be happy, and it would just make the world a better place. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next